The power of self-belief. By now, you have a clear idea of just what self-belief is and how it affects you when you don't have it. Perhaps you're even wondering about what happens when you do believe in your actions and your decisions. The answer is more amazing than you might think. The power of self-belief is incredible, especially when you can harness it directly to create better decisions and amazing actions. Let's explore this idea by first discussing what your life would look like if you believed in yourself. What our lives could look like if we believed in ourselves. How does this crazy kind of confidence change your life? In a word, it's better. Every aspect of your life is touched by unwavering self-belief, from how you relate to people around you, how you conduct yourself at work, and what you get out of your day. Don't believe it? Check out this list and see for yourself. You accomplish more. Just having the confidence to do something means you're more likely to get it done. After all, when we know something will be a success, we throw ourselves into the project without holding back. You have self-worth. Don't confuse this term with self-belief. Self-worth means you realize you have value as a human being. How does this translate into everyday life? You're not about to allow anyone to treat you badly. End of the story. You feel good about the future. You know you have the ability to set out and do what you want to do. This means you're already visualizing success. You feel more capable. Are you faced with something complicated? When you have self-belief, you know you're up to it. You understand your abilities and skills, but you also know you have the capacity to learn. Challenge accepted. You feel more positive. You know what you're capable of. You like who you are as a human being. You know you can make wise decisions. No wonder you're feeling good about life. You're healthier. This goes back to the idea of valuing yourself. Because you do, you're more likely to treat yourself well through exercise, diet, and yes, even getting enough rest at night. You make your own decisions. When you lack self-belief, it can be hard to know the next best course of action. But when you're feeling more confident, this isn't the case. You don't need someone else to figure things out for you because you already know what to do. You're sexier. Haven't you heard? It's the confidence that attracts us to each other more than anything else. Self-belief also means you're not looking outside yourself for validation, nor are you carrying baggage with you from previous relationships made up of all the negative things your ex said. You're more aware. We've talked about this before, but when self-belief is low, you tend to look inward a lot, focusing on the past, on negative self-talk, on whatever else is plaguing you. With self-belief, you have the confidence to quit spending time worrying so much about yourself and see what's going on in the world around you. You're ready to change the world. When you have self-belief, you know you have value and feel like your efforts matter. This means you no longer give up when you see injustice, but are more likely to take a stand and work to create change. While all these things here include some great benefits, we have saved out the two most important. Self-belief makes a huge impact on the decisions we make and the actions we take. Keep reading to find out more. The benefits of unwavering belief in our decisions. All day long, we make decisions whether we realize it or not. Most of these are fairly small and feel mundane. They concern things such as what you're going to eat for lunch or the route you should take on the way to work. Occasionally, we're hit with big life-changing decisions, such as deciding where to move or what college to attend. Yet, big or small, self-belief has the very same impact on how we go about making those decisions and ultimately on what we decide. As you'll see here, the main belief lies in making decisions thoughtfully without allowing self-doubt to keep you from becoming lost in the process. The decision-making process. Whenever you need to decide anything, there are certain steps that you need to take to make a wise and informed decision. Every one of these steps requires a certain level of confidence. Without it, well, you'll see what happens in each step if you don't have an unwavering self-belief. 1. Have an open mind. When you have unwavering self-belief, this part should be fairly easy. It takes confidence to consider that you might have made a mistake, aren't seeing the whole problem, or missed something. Confident people understand they're human and don't shy away from their mistakes. As a result, they tend to be more willing to consider they might not know everything right off the bat. What happens when you lack this confidence? There are several answers to this. Most people might feel so bad about thinking they've done something wrong, they shut down completely. They get caught up in beating themselves up and never see the potential solutions staring them in the face. Or they might become fearful of what other people might think of them if they're wrong and try to assign the blame somewhere else entirely. Neither of these actions is productive and can lead to impulsive and emotional decision-making. 2. Gather information. The confident person understands they're still learning and growing and looks forward to discovering all the angles. They'll jump in to explore the matter until they feel comfortable they have examined the problem thoroughly. What happens when you lack this confidence? The person without self-belief will panic at this stage. They'll never feel like they have enough information and fall into the research aspect without ever surfacing for air again. 3. Explore the options. The confident person has no problem thinking through different solutions, trying to see where each one will lead them. They know they can handle whatever twists and turns they encounter and are ready to challenge the outcome and discover what comes next. What happens when you lack this confidence? The person without confidence might falter here, second-guessing themselves over and over again when it comes to trying to predict outcomes. Worse, they'll start predicting disaster for every single one of them, mostly because they're so sure they'll fail, they can't see any other outcome. 4. Ask advice. Not every decision requires an outside opinion, but it's probably a good idea to have someone trusted weigh in before you make your final decision when faced with those big ideas. If you're confident, you won't be threatened by having someone else give their input, but will be glad to be able to add their knowledge to your own. After all, you're comfortable with hearing different thoughts, and since the final decision is yours, you know you're still in control of the outcome. What happens when you lack this confidence? When you lack confidence, this step is unpleasant. Someone else might make fun of your thoughts, think you're stupid, or otherwise put you down. Or worse, they'll laugh at you for even asking for help. In the worst-case scenarios, you might feel so threatened by the opinion of others that you will cave into their opinion whether you agree with them or not, taking the decision out of your hands and putting it firmly under the control of someone else. 5. Act. We'll talk about this more in the next section. The final stage of this process is to make the decision and to act on it with confidence. What happens when you lack this confidence? Without confidence, you probably go back over the steps a few more times, delay making the decision as long as possible, and even when you do make this decision, you'll second-guess it. As a final note on this section, keep in mind having an unwavering belief in your action doesn't necessarily mean every decision is easy to make. There will come times when some decisions require a great deal of thought. The point being made here is how the confident person won't feel threatened by the process, but can even look forward to it with practice. The benefits of unwavering belief in our actions. Of course, making decisions are only half the battle. As mentioned in the previous section, there comes a time when you need to act. Of course, you can make the best decisions in the world, but it's still worthless if you never push yourself into motion. You would think this wouldn't be the hard part, but it can be nearly impossible when you lack self-belief. Consider what happens to your actions when you have an unwavering self-belief. You know whatever you've decided is good for you, so you're eager to get to it. You have certainty the outcome will be positive, either through giving you success or by giving you something you can learn from. You know you'll experience positive emotional responses to the action. In short, you'll very likely be happy or at least satisfied by the outcome. You know you're doing something which will provide you with an opportunity to grow in new and exciting ways. You recognize your actions are moving you further along the road to your goals and feel the excitement of making new progress. You enjoy the confidence of being able to exercise your knowledge. You realize there's no need to worry as you put your decisions into play. You can relax. You've got this. There's no reason to stress. How do you know these things? Simple. Because you've done the hard part of the work already, and you know you're making the right decision. You also understand what you're capable of and what the next steps are. This means you can relax and settle into doing the work laid out for you and be assured the outcome will be good no matter what.